Hey guys, welcome back. This is Token2049 and we're here on day 2. I'm with Neo, Klatyn. Neo, tell me about Klatyn. What's going on there?
So Klatyn actually essentially enterprise grade layer 1 blockchain right here. So what we have been doing right here is they look at a very different user interface experience right here for the the blockchain users right here. We look at the scalability. First of all, the blockchain must be very scalable, and that's why our focus is on the metaverse, gaming, and all these kind of things together. And that's why we keep saying enterprise grade blockchain is what we have been focusing on.
Okay, so obviously scalability is a differentiation, use cases, metaverse importance.
Exactly.
Talk to me a little bit more about that. What differentiates you amongst anybody else out there that can do the same thing?
Exactly. So when you look at mostly when people mention other layer 1, layer 0, because we're one of the layer 1 in the market, it's really hardly to find the layer 1 protocol right here hitting 4,000 TPS on 1 second block time. What we call the this kind of infinity. This kind of finality that we have as an instantly that you're gonna have, which is with a 1 second block time. And how it's really different is, while we talk about metaverse, is our focuses right here, is how you're gonna onboard the developers, like putting things really differently, easier to lower the barrier on building on Klatyn. And that's why we have been with the Klatyn 2.0 right here. We're talking about a metaverse package that we're gonna build. In that you have all the open source packages for the developers.
Interesting.
So okay. The wallet, DEX and whatsoever they would like to have to build their NFT really easily. And not to mention, by the way, Klatyn is actually one of the 4 major layer 1 that's ever integrated with OpenSea.
Okay, so scalability, speed, and libraries, all there available for developers to do what they need to do in a flexible manner on what you guys are providing.
Yeah.
Let's switch over here to security. What do you think about when we talk about security? Why is that important?
So security to any layer 1 blockchain protocol, or maybe any blockchain ecosystem, use cases right here is always on the top priority right here. Because you don't want to just only focus on the scalability. And when you look at Klatyn, in the security part, how are we going to make it very different? For example, for Ethereum, we support the multi-key account right here. We have the on-chain multi-sig that we are talking about. Is really hardly find on the layer 1 perspective, because normally this is on the layer 2 or maybe on the use cases people maybe building it. But on the layer 1 itself, only on the protocol layer, we have that already. So security means a lot to us, and also security auditing with the partners that are auditing all this kind of ecosystem. By the way, we're building an ecosystem right here. We're not building a Web2 company. So we have so many ecosystem partners, and everybody, they're looking at how they can make sure it's not going to be a major hacks on that, and most importantly on Klatyn network. So on this non-story short is always a top priority for layer 1 protocol like us.
I'm glad you guys are thinking about that, and it's very important. And more so given that, what we've seen CertiK with hacks out there, in particular the amount of damage that can be incurred out there in losses. Right? We just look at numbers. Last year, $1.3 billion in cryptocurrency loss. This year, we're not even at the end of it. 2.1 or more in billion in loss. Tell me a bit about, what do you know about CertiK?
So when I look at CertiK, obviously you guys are one of the major security auditing partners, in the industry. When I look at the field about the security auditing, the auditors mostly they're focused on B2B. Mostly CertiK, you got some kind of use cases like this already, and you also look at some kind of more like user interface focus, like a leaderboard about for specific different layer 1 project or blockchain project. How is the ranking is looking like right here for different projects. But also CertiK, I'm quite sure you have been building a lot of bounties program right here. Security audit program is only focusing on B2B, but when you're also looking at C2C as well for different bug bounties platform that you're gonna have in having all this like the white hat hackers covering all this kind of security auditing aspect of it for these different layer 1 project like us. So yeah, it's really important for not just for Klatyn, but for the whole blockchain industry together as well right here.
Yeah, and I appreciate the endorsement as well. I mean, certainly auditing is the start of it, but as you mentioned, bug bounties are important. KYC is important, obviously, to make sure that you background check founders to build the trust for the community so they recognize.
Security is a really wide range of topics right here we talk about.
And we can go any direction on
KYC,
that.
KYB, we can go into different direction. But from a developer perspective, building an ecosystem, building use cases, having use case partners build on ecosystem like this for us, security is always the most important. And of course, scalability could make it different, but I would say security is fundamental.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the event. A lot of people here, a lot of excitement. What are you looking to get out of the event? What are your objectives?
I mean, just first of all, same as everybody right here, brand awareness is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
We're born and raised, from Korea, initiated by Kakao. We have been looking to have a bit more global adoptions right here. That's why it takes Singapore right here, Token2049, fantastic places right here as our springboard on the global adoptions, going to the West, going all around the world in different continents of the world. And this is only a start, and we will be, keep on doing that. And like I said, long story short, brand awareness. And we see a lot of different partners right here. If they are not yet partners, we would like to have them, building on Klatyn, because at the end of the day, we're talking about multi-chain futures. And at Klatyn, as one of the major layer one, we understand it's not going to be only layer one that you're going to be built on. You got to figure out your cross-chain capabilities right here so that you can support the multi-chain future of the use cases.
Compatibilities, all that good stuff.
Interoperability, yeah, exactly.
Interoperability. So yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of those sentiments, I would agree with you. We're here as well doing the same thing. It's great to be back after COVID, and I think the nice thing is connecting with people.
Yes.
Finally. Neil, great to meet you. Klatyn, come check him out.
Thank you. Cheers, yeah. Thank you.